It's week 6 of the NFL, and all eyes are on Jared Goff. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Lions and the Cowboys, and it's all up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the heart of Texas and the spectacular AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Thanks for having us in, Mike Tirico, along with Greg Olson, partner. This should be a good one here in the month of October. We're going to come to the team playing good football to get this season going.
And all offseason, Mike, coaches and teams, they talk about the importance of starting the season strong. And here in this matchup for early in the year, we have our first look at two teams that have started off strong. They're playing winning football. They're starting to really understand what their identity is as a team. And for this stage of the season, this is one of the better matchups we've seen so far, and it's going to go a long way continuing to unravel who are the teams we're going to be talking about come the end of the regular season.
And no return here, but since it did hit in that landing area, per the new rule, the ball only comes out to the 20-yard line. The Lions, led by Jared Goff, chanting his name during the playoffs in 2023 in Detroit. Far cry from the trade from the Rams to the Lions, second in the league in passing a season ago.
If he's going to lead his team to a win, he has to be smart with his decision-making. The last thing you want to do is give the opposing team an extra possession solely because you got reckless with the ball. As long as he is calculated with those risks, I think they have a good chance today coming out on top. The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
Now the second-year man out of Alabama, Jahmyr Gibbs. And this will be a Lions first down as the tackle's made at the 35-yard line.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. Second and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
On first down, it's Goff. And that one incomplete. After that incomplete pass, we have a player shaken up. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. Throwing left side, and it's taken in by Williams. We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Moore going in motion. From the gun, on 3rd down, it's Goff. Oh, a teardrop throw there off his back foot. It's complete. What about that? Out of bounds, all the way down inside the 15. Goff to St. Brown for a big one. And even 50 yards.
Well, they've come out swinging here on this opening drive through the air, and that's exactly what they wanted to do. Generate some early chunk plays and try to get some points.
On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Goff gives it to Gibbs. And not much there. Down to about the 13. Here's 2nd and 9. Once again, it's Gibbs. And the Lions are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
What a great run down here inside the red zone, Mike. It's so important that you still can run the ball. Great job here by the back. I thought for a minute he was going to score. He gets it all the way down inside the 1, and I wouldn't be surprised if they let him finish this drive off.
Powering forward. He's in. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Detroit. That touchdown puts him in double digits. Now 10 rushing touchdowns on the season. Now Jake Bates on for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Lions will take a 7-0 lead. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. This is a short kick, returnable from the 13. They finally get him down, but he gets all the way up close to the 40-yard line. Cowboys coming out. As usual, it's Dak Prescott leading the way. Led the NFL in touchdown passes, Greg, a season ago. Already his 9th year at the helm for the Cowboys.
He told us the other day, he was very honest. He said, when I got into the locker room, it was a little bit of a bittersweet feeling. Now, ultimately, we got the job done, and for that, I was thrilled. But I know I put the team in a lot of tough situations due to my decision-making. He's going to have to be better here today. If this team is going to reach their full potential, he knows he has to clean up a lot of those mistakes. Now, fortunately, he's got a chance to do so here, and if he's able to protect the football while maintaining that aggressive approach, we could see him come out on top again in this one.
Here's a 2nd and 9. A run with Dobbins. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up 3rd down. Prescott. They set up this. He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. And the defense has it.
Mike, we hear that term run after catch so often, and sometimes people miss that there's kind of a middle phase. There's the catch, but before it turns into a run, you have to secure the ball as a ball carrier, right? It needs to be put away, properly held, points of pressure, front tip up. Again.
And remember now, all turnovers must be reviewed by replay, so this one is going to need a little closer look. At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose, and are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. Now, fair catch is made, and it's just inside the 15-yard line. Jahmyr Gibbs and the Detroit offense set to take over again. And he has been sensational in this opening quarter. You have to imagine we're going to see much more of him as this game goes on. On the ground to start, they give it to Gibbs. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Here's the first carry for the Iowa State Cyclone. David Montgomery. And nothing cooking on that one. He'll be met and tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
Anytime the running back is forced to chop his feet in the background and never get to top speed, you know that play's not going anywhere. That's exactly what the defense was able to force here by getting penetration. Great job there stopping this play before he had a chance to even get started.
That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. And great determination as he gets forward and picks up the first down.
They were able to complete this pass, but how often do we see these running backs run these angle routes and they catch it in stride and run a hole through the defense? So, I know the defense gave up some yards here, but it could have been a lot worse.
1st and 10. From the gun, it's Goff. It is caught left side by St. Brown. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Goff to throw. That's right side and brought in by Williams. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
These are the kind of plays that when you draw them up on the chalkboard, Mike, they all look great. But if you can't protect long enough, you're never going to get the receiver. I mean, think, he started on the left side of the formation in the slot, and he has to run all the way across the field to the right third. I mean, that takes a lot of time. Let's give a lot of credit to the big guys up front.
A run here with Gibbs. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. On second down, Goff. That pass caught by Amon-Ra. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down. Another catch from there. Numbers starting to stack up in this one. Closing in on 100 yards, and we're still in the first half. They'll run with Gibbs. Good running inside the 25. And they will take him down at the 20-yard line.
By the end of last season, Mike, on that NFC Championship run of the Detroit Lions, Jahmyr Gibbs really found his stride. They can do so many different things with him, run game, pass game, no matter how you do it. When you get the ball into this kid's hands, he can do a lot.
And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. Throwing on second down, Goff. He's got Laporta open on the left side. And this drive's going to continue. He's taken down, but they are set up with 1st and goal. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Here's Gibbs. That's a nice pickup, bringing it down to the 3.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
That one only good for a gain of 1 to the 2 to set up 3rd and goal.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up 3rd down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats. And that's what makes it so hard for these defenses to defend those situations.
And he's so close to breaking the plane, but the official's going to come in and mark him short. So now it's 4th down.
How about this for a goal line stand, Mike? Your back's against the wall, back-to-back plays you hold tight. They set themselves up here to defend a 4th and goal try.
Interesting decision. A field goal makes it a 2-score game. They're going to keep the hammer down and go for it. He slams it in there, and he is in. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Lions. 2 touchdowns for him in the game. Numbers 10 and 11 on the year. So they decide to go for the touchdown, and Greg, they get rewarded on 4th and goal with the 6 points.
Yeah, I think the safe bet there is you settle for the field goal and you're happy coming off the field with points, but not this play caller. He rolls the dice a little bit, but give credit to the offensive line. They created just enough of a lane for this back to take it in for 6.
So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. Short kick taken just inside the 20. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Cowboys offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. Here's Dobbins. And he'll manage to get to the 33. Jack Campbell, the former first-round pick, there to wrap him up. Second and 7. They'll give it to Dobbins. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
Well, has been the case this entire first half. It's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
And this ball incomplete on third down.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, Mike. Living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
A fair catch signaled and taken at about the 18-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. Quickly to Laporta on the RPO. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up second and 5. You only get a 1-yard buffer from the line of scrimmage for these old linemen. That time he strayed a little too far, and it draws the flag. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Off the play fake, here's Goff. And he'll be taken down. They get him back at the 5-yard line.
Finally, this defense has been searching for a big play after giving up 2 touchdowns on the previous 2 drives. They're going to need more of that. They have to find more impactful plays that end drives and get the ball back to their offense.
Work to do now as they come up on second and long. Goff with the give to Montgomery. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6. It sets up third down. Throwing here is Goff. Catch is made. That is Williams. And he'll get a good chunk of that yardage back, but he's still well short of the first down.
That's just one of those drives that was out of whack from the start, Mike. They just couldn't get anything going on the early downs, and they'll most likely punt the ball away and hope that their defense can do the same thing and get them the ball back.
The Cowboys offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. A first down throw for Prescott. This one caught by CeeDee Lamb. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Pistol now for Prescott. Catch is made. That is Schoonmaker. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play in this opening quarter. What can they do here on third down and 7? A shotgun snap for Prescott. And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack. Now a stoppage, we have an injured Lion. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Here's Brian Anger now. As the drive went in the wrong direction, he's on to punt it away. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Lions offense, Jahmyr Gibbs, set to get back on the field, and he continues to be a thorn in the side of defenses trying to stop him, currently second in the NFL in rushing. They'll start this one on the ground with Gibbs. And no place to go, no place to hide. He's taken down behind the line.
Well, there hasn't been a whole lot for this crowd to be excited about on either side of the ball, but at least now the defense is trying to be that spark. Nice tackle for loss there. Can they do something to build upon to try to get this team going?
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Now Goff. He'll get that into the hands of Williams. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
And a lot of people were confused about the Jameson Williams draft selection a couple years ago, Mike. Coming off injury, got hurt late in his career at Alabama. But let's not forget, when this guy was healthy, he was the best wide receiver in college. And now we're starting to see a lot of those qualities that we saw in that last year at Alabama play out at the professional level.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Moore going in motion. On 1st and 10, here's Goff. This throw taken in by Amon-Ra.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
And he's going to have a Lions 1st down. They find a way to convert on 4th and 10. Goff to throw. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
He'll go left side here and complete this one. He's taken down just shy of the 10.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
Goff going to throw here on 1st and 10. He pulls it in around the 5. And he will score. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Touchdown, Detroit. It's his 3rd touchdown on the year. This defense continuing to give up points. Greg, you've been on offenses like this. This has to feel great when you're on a roll like this.
And it's really twofold, Mike. First and foremost, just like you said, every offense in the league works all week. We want to start out fast. We want to establish some early rhythm and play our style of game. They've certainly done that. Now, on the flip side, what does it do to your opponent? It takes them completely out of their game plan, knowing this early in the game, they're chasing points.
Cavante Turpin on the return. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Cowboys offense back onto the field for their next possession. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here, needing to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on first down. Back to throw is Prescott. He'll find his tight end. That's Jake Ferguson. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line.
It's been a rough first half, but now as we approach halftime, Mike, you got to start getting some wins. And it could be something small like we just saw here. Some positive plays, build a little confidence on that sideline. So as you go into halftime, you have something to build on.
Here's a 2nd and 6.
At their 49-yard line.
To throw is Prescott. That'll be complete to Dobbins. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel in. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
He's going to be taken down at about the 30.
These curl routes, he's been running these routes since he was a young kid in Pop Warner football, and I like to call it pulling the string. You've got the defender thinking you're going downfield, and you stick that foot in the ground, work back to the quarterback, friendly to the ball, and really nice job picking up the first down.
He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line.
We've watched CeeDee Lamb become undeniably one of the best receivers in the NFL, Mike. I mean, just last season alone, led the league in receptions with 135, while totaling over 1,700 yards for the year. I mean, when the Cowboys need a big play, they're looking for number 88.
Down at the 12. It's 1st and 10. They'll throw again. Dak. And the coverage right there. This ball knocked away. It's incomplete. Asante Samuel that time, all over him in coverage.
Yeah, here we go.
Now it's Dobbins. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Dak. That is caught, and they'll stop him just short of the goal line, but they are going to have enough to convert. It's going to be 1st and goal.
What an impressive drive this has really been, and it's a combination of big plays and 3rd down conversions. Now after that last 3rd down pickup, it's 1st and goal. They got a chance to finish this really impressive drive and come away with 6. In these goal-to-go situations backed up on your own goal line, Mike, what they teach the defense is it's your job to establish a new line of scrimmage, and that's exactly what they did here. Watch the push they get. The offensive line goes backwards, and they take the ball carrier down for a loss.
They'll try to run it with Williams. A dive, and he's in! Javonte Williams. Touchdown, Dallas. Well, that is a step in the right direction, finding the end zone. I don't know, Greg, could this be building some momentum for these guys, and that's important before halftime?
Absolutely, and I think the biggest thing this coach is trying to get across right now on the sideline, Mike, is let's just cut into this lead, and let's make it a 1-score game at half. So they still got some work to do, but if they can go into halftime, regroup, catch their breath, just keep it close, give yourself a fighting chance here out of the break.
So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. This one taken at the 7. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. That's Amon-Ra St. Brown and the rest of the Detroit offense heading out for their next possession. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in the first half, it's resulted in a big play. That is borne out by those eye-popping numbers. Here's Gibbs. And he'll only be able to muster a couple of yards. Donovan Wilson will bring him down. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. It is caught left side by St. Brown. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. He has really thrown the ball well here in this first half. Look at the numbers. Over 200 yards passing now for the game. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Now a give to Gibbs, running right. And nothing on that one. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
You could tell the entire time that running back is just looking for his crease to get vertical and cut back. But the defense does a great job. Inside-out pursuit, strings this ball out towards the sideline. Nowhere to go, and they make a big stop for no gain.
And they'll have it across midfield, down at the opposing 46-yard line.
Let's add that to the list of great throws we've seen out of this quarterback here in the first half. We thought he might be in line to have a good game, especially against this style of defense. But let's be honest, Mike, he's been more than just good. He's been sensational.
On 1st down, it's Goff. And he just does get that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw. Maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Goff. To the outside, a catch made by Moore.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
That one on target to Williams. He's got it. Catch number 7 so far in this one. And a 1st down.
So far here early, Mike, the key for this offense has been their ability to maintain possession by converting on these 3rd downs. It's going to be a big storyline the rest of the way. This defense has to find a way. When they force 3rd down, they got to get off the field.
They hand it to Gibbs. And that'll be a pickup of 3. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. They face 2nd down and 7. On the ground, this is Gibbs. And he'll bring this inside the 15. That's good enough for the 1st down. And he continues to have success running the ball here in the first half as he's closing in on 100 yards already. First down, and they stick with Gibbs. And he'll be taken down.
A huge advantage to red zone offense is the ability to run the ball. In this case, I thought he was going to score. Takes it all the way down inside the 2, sets up 1st and goal.
This has been some kind of march downfield. Now, can they pay it off with 6? It's 1st and goal. Two minutes remain here in this first half. Greg and I back to Arlington at AT&T Stadium after this. Well, here's the chance to cap off a great half. They have it 1st and goal. They'll run with Gibbs. And he's into the end zone yet again. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Lions. That's his 3rd touchdown of the game and number 12 on the year. So his big first half continues. 3 rushing touchdowns already. Maybe have to start looking at the record book, see if he can do it. The record in a game is 6.
Makes the score Lions 28, Cowboys 7.
So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. On the return, here's Turpin. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. So now here are the Cowboys. Their offense ready to make their way back onto the field. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. First down now. Now Prescott. Quick throw, out wide. It's caught. And it'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. On the ground, here's Dobbins. And he'll take this past the 30. A gain of 6, mark it at the 31.
This is a spot you just love to be in as a defensive player. I mean, you've got him backed up so far, you're not really fearing any play call, let alone a run. Sit a couple guys back, keep the ball from being thrown over your head. Everybody else track the ball, comes up well short.
Fair catch made here. The drive will start at the 23-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. They do try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll bring this to about the 25. Marquise Bell up to make the stop. So we reach halftime, and the visiting Lions are in the lead. We'll head over to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He has the EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. More from you and Greg in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here and what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. We'll begin with the early game across the Atlantic at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in North London, where you see the final score there. DeAndre Swift, a touchdown run in the victory. From there, let's get over to the Rockies to check out the Broncos at home in Denver. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. Quentin Johnston, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get up to the place they call Titletown, Green Bay, Wisconsin, to see what's happening with the Packers. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. In the first half, it was the Alabama man, Jahmyr Gibbs, who had it cooking. He was running with a purpose as he found the end zone 3 times in that first half. And that opposing defense had better come up with a scheme for slowing him down. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, Coach, second half, drawing near. Glad to have you back with us here on EA Sports. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Cowboys offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. The next drive about to start as we take a look ahead to what's coming up the next couple of nights. Starting tonight, Sunday Night Football. It's the Bengals and Giants at MetLife Stadium, 8:20 Eastern Time. Followed tomorrow by Monday Night Football. Quick turnaround for the stadium crew. The Bills and the Jets also at MetLife. Kickoff there, 8:15. scene.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
They'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
That is knocked away downfield, incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. Third down stop sets up fourth down. Cowboys special teams unit heads out for the punt, as he's on for the 5th time this afternoon. A fair catch signaled, and they'll have it just outside their own 20. The Lions offense and their running back set to go once more. And as we go through the highlights, no shortage of touchdowns today. 3 trips to the end zone in this one. The combination, the power, the speed, everything on display, and the defense has seen it all. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. On play action, Goff. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up 2nd down. Goff. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, the receiver he was trying to target, and it's going to bring up 4th down.
And that's what you call a wasted series. They come out here and they decide, we're just going to air it out. 1st, 2nd, 3rd down. All 3 incompletions, and now it brings up 4th down. And barring some crazy decision here to keep your offense on the field, you're going to find yourself right back on the sideline.
So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38. Goff to throw. Throwing left side, and it's taken in by Williams. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Goff gives it to Gibbs. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to 3rd down. Now a 3rd and 2. To throw is Goff. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. The Lions will punt this ball away. And he'll be looking for something better after that poor first punt. And the receiver with a fair catch, taken successfully. And that's where he'll turn it over to the offense. The home team's offense ready to get back at it. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. And he'll get about 5. On the carry, it's Williams. And he'll be taken down as he takes it just shy of midfield.
It's definitely nice to have one of those bruising, punishing backs kind of help wear down the defense. And I'll tell you what, you can give me a flat-out electric runner like this guy any day of the week. He can turn on those jets, get in that high gear, and he is gone.
Here's 1st and 10. A run with Dobbins. He'll get this across midfield to about the 49. Zadarius Smith, the linebacker, in on the stop. 2nd down and 8. Operating from the gun, here's Dak. A short throw caught by Ferguson. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. 3rd down, 3 to go. Trying to pick this one up on the ground. And that call will not get it done. The defense ready, stopping him behind the line of scrimmage. And it sets up 4th down.
This is one of those down and distances where the offense really could either run or pass, but give credit to the defense. They sold out to stop the run, and boy, were they right. They take them down for a loss.
On 4th down, it is Pro Bowler Brandon Aubrey for the Dallas field goal. And he missed it. It's no good. Everything's going wrong. Unable to cut into this big deficit.
You have to give him credit, Mike. I mean, that shows a lot of faith in your kicker because that is an ambitious effort from that distance.
The Lions offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And you have to imagine the defense is saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the 3rd quarter. On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And they'll take this down inside the 35. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. On the handoff, it's Montgomery. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
Well, after not having much success in the first half, they're able to get something going on the ground here to start the 3rd quarter. I'd love to see the play caller mix in some play action, mix in some pass game. That should open up some of these holes for better situations to run the ball.
They'll stay on the ground. Again, Montgomery. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. A throw left side there, not going to find the target. Incomplete.
I'm not sure if it's this big lead or if it's just this 2nd half pressure getting to him, but that's just a careless throw by the quarterback. And don't let this lead fool you. Throws like that can change this game in an instant. And this defense knows they gave him one, and they let him off the hook.
To the right side, that's St. Brown. And he's going to have the 1st down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
And as we saw in the first half, Mike, the defense was really unable to do anything to slow him down. He put up some really big numbers there in the first 2 quarters. Now here in the 2nd half, just doesn't look like they've made many adjustments in the attempt to slow him down.
On 1st and 10, it's Montgomery. Can't fault the effort. He got him a couple of tackles, but ultimately the defense gets him for a loss of yardage.
This ball carrier just didn't want to go down, and this defense, they had to throw everything they had at him, Mike. He just kept fighting and fighting, but finally when they were able to get him on the ground, they were able to do it for a loss.
On 2nd down, Goff. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target.
Seemed like the receiver, Mike, ran through like 5 different open zones, but once he found the one that he liked, where the quarterback was expecting him, you see him do a nice job throttling down, secures the catch, and he's able to pick up
And he's into the end zone for a touchdown. There is a marker down, but I think this score is going to hold up.
That penalty is declined.
Here's Bates for the extra point. His kick is good, and the Lions will extend this third quarter lead. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. A short one taken at the 10. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The home team's offense ready to take over once more. They'll do so with 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Prescott. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Prescott now. He'll check this down to the running back. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. They get 22 yards there. 1st down, Cowboys. On play action, here's Dak. He'll let this go for Pickens.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it, continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. On the ground, Montgomery to start the drive. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. One more time for Montgomery. And that's going to be enough for a 1st down. We'll move the chains up past the 20.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a 1st down.
There's that man again. Another catch. And he's going to be marked down up around the 33. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. So it'll be 1st and 10. They'll scrimmage at the 33. Here's Goff. Right back to St. Brown. They connect again. And that keeps them ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
It's easy to make your quarterback look good when you can just get open as easily as he has in this game so far. I mean, he had the big first half, remember. But here in the second half, he just continues to add to these numbers here in the third quarter.
A second down throw for Goff. That's right side and brought in by Williams.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down. A pickup of 9.
Really nice job by the interior of this offensive line. It typically just takes one guy to distort the defense to give the back enough room to operate, and that's exactly what they did here, and it led to a big gain.
And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
Mike, these are the spots that if I was a play caller, I think I'm calling up something down the field. You know the defense is really packed in tight, anticipating a run. Now's the time, play action and throw it over their head. They take a little bit more of a conservative approach, still get stopped for no gain, brings up 3rd and short.
He's down right at the 40, but that is good enough to move the chains. First down.
I think everybody in the stadium saw that run coming, Mike, but good luck stopping it. I mean, all he really had to do was just fall forward, and it would be enough to pick up the first down.
This throw taken in by Amon-Ra. Here's 2nd and 2. They'll bring St. Brown in motion. Goff with the give to Montgomery. And he will keep the drive moving. Gets the first down. Nice gain of 5.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short. Play action pass. You can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down. Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Throwing on 2nd down, Goff. Oh, that one floated off his back foot. It is intercepted. Picked off by Donovan Wilson. And the Cowboys will take over here just past the 30.
When you find yourself in this situation, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points. The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
So we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. From the shotgun, it's Dak. That's to Ferguson once again.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is. I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
And he's going to have a Cowboys first down. It's a gain of 12 facing 4th down.
This is a little bit of a tough spot for a play caller, Mike. Fourth down, is it close enough that I can run the ball? Is it far enough that I have to risk a pass? That took some courage to call a run play, and fortunate for them, they're able to celebrate after.
He was looking for George Pickens there. It's second down. Throwing again, Prescott on 2nd and 10. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down. Now, someone up front moves early. Can't continue to make these mistakes if you're trying to mount a big comeback. So, from 3rd and 2, back them up to 3rd and 7. Prescott. He's got a receiver, and that's Lamb. It's a gain of 19 in the air. That's good for a Dallas first down.
That's good for a Cowboys.
They'll throw again. Dak. That'll be complete to Dobbins. Oh, no dice there. He is met and tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
It's a loss of 2.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and results in a negative play.
Again, Prescott to the air. That one a bit high, but it's complete. And he'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Here comes 3rd and 6. To the air again. Prescott. Inside the 10, it is caught. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5.
You know, it's really been a one-sided game, but how often do we see in the 4th quarter the team that finds themselves down by a lot, they start to come alive? I think it's a combination.
Good blocking, and he's in. J.K. Dobbins. Touchdown, Cowboys. Well, it's not going to be enough, but at least they find the end zone at the end of a hard week's work. They still pay off with a touchdown, Greg.
Mike, you can just chalk this one up in the column of too little, too late. Give credit to this offense for not going down without a fight, but they're not going to have enough time to find themselves back in this one.
The extra point by Aubrey is good. And the Cowboys are able to cut into the deficit. So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Lions offense and receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown set for this next possession. And it would appear that the open week a week ago came just at the right time. They've dominated the proceedings here in the 4th quarter. They'll bring St. Brown in motion. Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. That one never got started. Defensive pressure too much, and they drop him in the backfield.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
So they go backwards on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 13. To the outside, that's St. Brown. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
He'll get this one complete to St. Brown. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. Terrific day throwing the ball, and the numbers now show it. Over 300 yards passing in this one. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Now Montgomery. Trying to find somewhere to move forward, but nothing going. Tackled for the loss of a yard. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Goff to throw. Over the middle, he's got St. Brown. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down. He has been busy. 15 catches in this game. Wow. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. Out comes Jake Bates to try a field goal here. This one from 54 yards out. And that's going to run out of steam. It comes up short. No good. And they are not able to add on to their big lead.
They're just trying to extend the lead here, and this is definitely one they're going to want to have back.
He'll get that complete. It's George Pickens. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
This is a great opportunity now for the offense to really seize control of this game. They just saw their opponent miss a field goal try, come out aggressive on the ensuing possession, strike deep early. Now see if they can put this drive together and end it with some points.
And that ball incomplete over the middle.
Timing and trust. Critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
Now a 2nd down throw for Prescott. This one is complete. It's Pickens. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. On 3rd down, Prescott. A short throw caught by Ferguson. And he's very close to a 1st down, but it doesn't look like he got there. And yes, they're going to mark him a yard short.
Nice job by the defense there, stopping them short on 3rd down. Brings up 4th, but Mike, honestly, I don't think there's much decision to be made. He's got to keep his offense out there. They need to come away with points. Find themselves down multiple scores in this one. They're going to have to maximize these possessions.
And he's going to have a Cowboys 1st down. They'll wind up getting close to 10 yards on 4th and 1. They'll give it to Dobbins. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain. I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight...
And he will get into the end zone. George Pickens. Touchdown, Dallas. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the 4th quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a 2-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
Aubrey, good with the extra point. The Cowboys back within a couple of scores. It's 35-21. So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. From the 6, here comes a return. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. The visitors' offense and the wideout getting set to go once more. And it's looking all the more likely that a 5th straight win is going to be in the cards. They're trying to run some clock here, and they'll start this drive 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Goff. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. And his fine first half of the season continues. That's already his 50th catch. Well on his way to the century mark, and maybe even more. Here's a handoff to Montgomery. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. Off the play fake, here's Goff. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
And this game almost just flipped completely on his head. You find yourself with a lead, just trying to milk the clock away in the 4th quarter, and that's a gift. And that defender just flat out drops the ball, and if he's able to secure that takeaway, this game looks very different for this offense.
The home team's offense ready to get back at it. They'll start out 1st down and 10. A shotgun snap for Prescott. Throwing left side there, but it is incomplete.
Well defended there, and the quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend, so give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard, and sets up 3rd down. Operating from the gun, here's Dak. Pass completed right side to Ferguson.
We see teams more and more throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, really for 2 reasons. 1, they're confident that they can pick up the 1st down with yards after the catch. 2, teams' willingness to go for it on 4th down is at an all-time high.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. And they're going to get the 1st down. They were forced to go for it, and it's going to work out for them. That's brought in right side by Pickens. And he'll get about 8 on that one, most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Prescott again. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a 1st down. Open man downfield. It's CeeDee Lamb. 6 catches for him in the ball game now, and this one's good for a 1st down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
A throw left side, but it's going to wind up incomplete. He was trying to get it to CeeDee Lamb, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
They couldn't quite connect there on that short pass, Mike, and I just think it's worth reminding everyone how different the concepts are down here in the red zone than what the rest of the game plan calls for in the normal part of the field.
And he's close to the goal line, but they're going to mark him short, put him down at the 1. And he will score! Game on! Dak Prescott, touchdown Cowboys! That is second touchdown of the afternoon. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
The extra point by Aubrey is good. And the Cowboys back within 7. It's 35-28. So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a one-score game as they kick it away. He'll start at the 2. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. 1st and 10. So they start this on the ground with Montgomery. He finds a seam, a good run, up past the 40. Let's give him 9 on that one. Second and a yard. Here's Montgomery. And he's going to have the first down yardage. Across the 50 to the 48. They'll run with Montgomery. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line. Cowboys going to use their 3rd and final timeout. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down. A carry here for Montgomery. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's 2nd down. They run out of the gun with Montgomery. Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down. Straight ahead, it's Montgomery. So a win for the visitors, the Lions. They continue to be the hottest team in the NFL here in the first couple of months of the season, as they remain unbeaten. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long, everyone.